Why, hello. Welcome back to City Skylines 2. We are back in the city of Davesport. My name is Dava, and today we will be constructing a new highway. Mainly one that will connect ourselves with the new DLC, or the newly found DLC, once we get our hands on it. Since we're going to be applying for different piers and ports, I want to accommodate traffic for that, or plan for that in the future. So yes, we're going to be making a new highway that connects straight to downtown, straight to our interstate downtown, and we'll just see how it goes from there. We'll do a little recap of everything that we've done so far, and we've done quite a bit. I've been having trouble trying to figure out what to do specifically for YouTube because the things that we're doing on stream are quite expansive and they would take like multiple episodes or even a whole 2-hour long video, and that would take far too long to just record and edit. So we're doing that through Twitch, but we'll give you a recap of everything that we're doing so far. But yes, that being said, let's get into the video. Now, before we begin everything, let's start with a little recap. So at this portion of land right here, originally, this was a rather small interchange. We had redone this into a more modernized portion just for traffic to flow evenly without having them to stop, yield, turn on a traffic light or anything like that. This just allows them to flow without having to, again, pause. And then going down this entire line, we redid this entire highway again, another exit over here. Now this portion, it's still congested, but it's a lot less congested than it was before. This portion would oftentimes back up all the way across the bridge, which it's going to do again. But in this case, it's a lot more cleaner, I would say. It's more compact. However, it feels like more of a highway compared to before. Before, it was stuck behind a bunch of traffic lights and a bunch of different hard turns to make through here. But with this being here, it's a lot easier. And who doesn't love a nice, like a mini stack kind of look? And also equipped with service lanes that we didn't have before. So the service lane over here is relatively new, so cars can actually branch off from here. This is a smaller point right between here just for them to switch, but they do it pretty nicely. But yeah, they get stuck up here pretty often, and there's not much I can really do about this portion. Let me know if you have any tips about realigning traffic on this portion here. And lastly, the big project that I've been talking about is expanding our port. So pulling the line, or pulling out the land to a much further extent, putting down a vehicle factory, and I'm going to put a bunch of parked cars through here. This will take far too long. I've already been doing this for 2 streams in a row and taking quite a bit. We're going to have a series of tracks here. You know, I'll give you the inspiration of what I'm going to do behind this in case you haven't seen it, but let me pause right here. So our inspiration for this portion here is Baltimore. Baltimore, right by where our old friend over here, our bridge, had collapsed last year from a boat running into this portion over here. We are working on the port areas just to prepare ourselves for the next DLC, because again, I don't really know what's in it, so I can only hope or try to grasp what's in it and just build around it, and just while we build it we can upgrade it at the same time, which would be nice. But we want to build something like a little coal facility over here, a bunch of trains, a bunch of yards being placed in the back over here, so I'm going to need a lot more tracks than what I have now. A ton of cars for like vehicles to be shipped on here. That's why I have the vehicle factory here. So this is the kind of look that I'm going for. And after that, we're gonna have some more, you know, sewage, more little water treatment plants, more pumping stations, more of these just things to be placed here. And later on, we'll have a lot more piers, which again will come with the next DLC. I'm really banking everything on this DLC, so keep that in mind. Again, with all the drawbridges too, which will come into play with what we're going to do today, or my plan for today's drawbridges. If things don't turn out right with the next DLC, well, we'll have an entirely different thing to be building upon. But again, we're going to be placing a series of more tracks to be placed through here, like a lot of tracks. Going to extend this island out a little bit further just to get our little ore mill to be placed in here. We're going to try to makeshift one and see if it works. And again, have these 2 tracks kind of continue down to form, you know, again, back on the DLC, a drawbridge to cut across here alongside this drawbridge. So we're gonna have 2 bridges, one with freight, one with road. And lastly, this is the spot that we're going to be building our new state highway. I'm not gonna call this an interstate. It'll be more like an American state route. So say like something simple, like, you know, Route 33, Route 3, Route 4, that kind of thing. Gonna have a whole highway branching all the way down to the shoreline over here. Now this area, I can't build beyond the grid since we don't have that large tile map mod, which you can't really do until you make a new map, so I won't do that. Or I won't think of that really. I want to place over here a large fishing industry. because you can see there's an entry point for water or for boats to enter through here. So again, I'm gonna keep saying this today, banking on the DLC for drawbridges to work through here. What I'm really hoping for is drawbridges for trains. That was never confirmed. We only know that it's drawbridges for roads, or what we can assume will be roads. But we don't know about trains yet. So I'm really hoping it's for trains because I still have this one train here that I built specifically for the drawbridge for the train. So we can only hope to see. I don't want it quad tracked or anything. I just want, you know, any kind of dual track bridge, you know, at least something at the very least. So again, banking on it. But that's our plan for today. We're gonna place a new state highway here, as well as a little infrastructure, not infrastructure, but we're not building any buildings. We're trying to get everything in place for our industry area, our main industry over here, place over here. So over here will be our coal and maybe oil that we can offshore, but I think over here will be a better place for oil to be offshored and shipped into the whole canal over here. But yes, we're gonna make a new highway. It'll connect Central Avenue as well as Fairview and Pearl, our two little service roads that connect the center of the highway, as well as a little road, an industrial boulevard kind of road. Gonna be building through here. I don't know what it's gonna look like yet. I don't know where the trains will be yet, but for now, we might just put like a little extension, like a little provision for what we can place through here. Because again, I don't know how long or how big I want this land to be. I might remove this island. I might fill in this island. But we will see once the time comes. But for now, we're just gonna build a little highway. Not even little. It might be quite compact. It might be something similar to this portion over here, but a little bit more roads, I should say. So with that being said, let's get into it. This might be a shorter video. I say that often, and it sometimes turns out to be 50 minutes, but I'm banking on this one being a little bit shorter than 50 since we're only building a highway today. So with that being said, let's begin. let's put a brief pause here for a moment. First off, I wanna go through and just say what I did, and I'm going to change it immediately. I'm gonna make this road go straight, and we don't have all the junctions for this intersection aren't complete because I intended for this road to end here at first, but I thought I might as well just continue straight onto this island. I think I'll keep this island here and see what I can build off of it. I will reroute this exit right here and put this one on this side and put this one on the outside so I can get the road to turn onto this exit ramp over here. And I think this might become a tall stack. And a car crash just happened just now. Oh. But yeah, I think this might become a tall stack because this way has no way of accessing the opposite end of this highway over here, as well as the lower level. I took away this exit ramp over here to pull it over here to make this road turn. Also, this will, I can't make that stack too tall though. But at this point, I'm gonna have to get a road to get over here. I might have to use the local road down here to make an exit ramp to get up through here to make it rise up to here. Just because I don't really have a good access point to reach around unless I can't really curve around. That would be a little bit too tedious. And I don't want to go over on this end because there will be another road going over this way. So that would mean I'd have to make an even taller highway, and this is already 2 stories tall. Well, 3, technically. And I don't really want to do that. I'll also pull this out further by 1 more node just to give it more space for this road to descend. And yeah, definitely fix this road. Pull this one out further again because, again, that's quite the height and it's not really even. And I try to make it a little bit even, but it makes it a little bit difficult because of the road's situation here doing this. We want to make sure that it's all leveled, really. Going up at a gradual pace. And this one I'll keep. It's not too sharp. It is kind of sharp, but not too bad to the point where it's dangerous. But yeah, we're gonna shift this road back up and then see what we can do about it. But yes, let's continue. Now, lastly, we have completed the entire interchange here. All points connected to this important highway. I added a little ramp here, a little access ramp, and a service freight entrance over here, just so we can get a little start running. But the last thing I have to do is what I want to do personally is remove all these pillars. I have a certain pillar set that I had found in Sully's Discord, made by Jay. I believe Jay. I'm not too sure actually. Oh, car crash happened here, but I had started to place them underneath this highway system here, and they're so much more cleaner. And I kind of just want to use these, like the little cantilevers and everything. So we're gonna start to borrow these and just kind of place them all across this little highway system here. So we have a bunch of single ones, just varying in different lengths, which we probably won't use anything like of these lengths really, but they will be in different lengths. We'll most likely just be using this one as well as this one. Now this one, I want to use this only for the main highway for the first level. The single ones could fit under here actually. I don't really have to use those double ones, but they do give nice support. And these cantilever ones, they come in different sizes, from long to medium to short to very short lengths. And these would just be great just for kind of hovering a highway over a portion that should have a pillar over it, but there is a little road underneath it, and the pillar would kind of barricade it through like this. So these ones would be perfect to use. So yeah, that's what we're gonna begin to do. But I like how this turned out so far. Each highway has its own 3 separate disconnection from different points. It's not entirely a stack. It does stack, but not really like your traditional stack. Each highway splits up in different points. They all split up at their own respective beginning points, not even their end points. They kind of merge back at the end. But yeah, so we're gonna start with that. We're just gonna move everything, and then we should be done with everything. So that being said, let's begin. I will have to remove all these trucks here too. I was checking clearances to see if these things would fit like normal sized trucks. This ramp is a little bit steep, but I'll fix that soon. But let's begin. And we are back with all the pillars underneath every single highway as much as I could place. Hopefully I didn't forget to move any or place any, but yeah, we're back with all the pillars in place. And I must say, I personally really like these pillars. If there's one thing this game needs, well, of course it's assets. And with those assets become like different roads, different pillars, different structures. But things like this really do kind of change the game. Let's get in a car here real quick. It's the little things like this that really just change the way the game looks. And just being here, just seeing it, it's a step in the right direction. So we just really tell that we just need assets in this game. The next thing I would like to see is like different bridge types. Like if there's one thing that's clear and cut with me, I don't really like the smooth underneath the bridges. I prefer some kind of texture underneath, just to give it, you know, a better look when driving around the place. But seeing just these different pillars and cantilevers over the highways just really gives a nice, very nice distinct look whenever you're decorating these things. But yeah, I like the way this turned out. I would say it turned out pretty nicely. I will be back again. I'm not sure with what next time. We're getting closer and closer to the DLC. I almost want to wait for it at this point, but at the same time, it might, who knows, it might be quite a ways away. We have a little accident here again. And these places get a lot of car crashes. I don't know why they can't drive between these. It's so odd. But yeah, I'm hoping to at least finish most of my things. I'm hoping to finish all these projects as well. So by the time you probably see this, by the time I edit this video and put it out, this might be done or near done, but I will keep streaming this on YouTube if I can, or when I can. But yes, thank you for joining me today. This is our highway that we have built. I'm saving this portion over here, so I didn't continue this portion, just because I want this part to be, you know, with bridges and piers, there should be newer bridges. So I'm hoping for like a new bridge that I can span across here, because I at least want some boats to pass beneath this little canal, you know, make its way around. I want to expand this island out as much as I can just to get all the boats to be situated correctly. But yeah, that's the plan for this portion over here. That's why I stopped it right here. But yes, that's my plan. Again, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. It's been a nice fun time building this little thing here. One of the bigger interchanges that I've built so far. But yeah, I'll be here again next time. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video. Leave a comment if you want to. Let me know what you think. All the little things. I'd like to know your feedback. But yes, thank you again. Take care.